So basically, my friend Jess is about to start a bullet journal, and she and I were kind of talking on Facebook about how to begin one and why you would begin one and all that stuff. And I decided I would make a video of a flip through of mine and all of that. As we all know, I tend to ramble, so this is probably going to be a super long video. If you're not really interested in stationery or school supplies or journaling or planning or anything like that, then this is probably not the video for you. Um, Also, I'm at my parents' house, and because, the environment is so immaculately clean, I decided I would take advantage and film a video because, all the places that I film videos at my house are covered in cat hair. Anyway, so the tools in question that I use are this is my bullet journal. If you are new to the world of bullet journaling and you're interested in starting out, the very first thing I'm going to recommend is that you go to bulletjournal.com, which I think is the original website of Ryder Carroll, who's the guy that came up with the method or discovered the method. I'm sure the method probably existed before he discovered it, just like Columbus. But basically, he decided that he wasn't happy with like a preset planner or agenda, and he didn't want just a notebook, and he basically wanted something that would be his um, daily to-do list slash planner slash notebook slash journal slash everything, which is what a bullet journal is. um, anyway, so my bullet journal is this is my first one I've ever had. I've only had it for maybe a month and a half now, and I really like it. I don't know if I like it enough or have liked it for long enough to consider this planner piece for me, but I will say I've definitely I'm not any less excited about it at this point than I was when I first started, which is kind of a new thing for me. Anyway, um so yeah, the notebook that I use is a Leuchtturm 1917 notebook. Um, I think in the bullet journal world, this one is considered the one to get, um, mostly because it's very sturdy, it's very well made, the paper quality is lovely, there's not a lot of bleed through with lots of different pens that I've tried on it. And also, something that's very, very handy is that this is a very unprofessional video. The pages are numbered. They're pre-numbered pages for you already, which is important because in a bullet journal, typically you would make an index, and the index will have page numbers of everything. And if you have to go through and number your own pages, that's kind of a pain in the ass. So it's really nice to have a notebook that just has it all set up for you. Some people don't like these though because, some people like spiral notebooks because they like to be able to flip it over and, write on the back and whatever. Whatever works for you. The whole point of the bullet journal system is so that you can use everything in every way that works for you and only you. So that if someone decides that they're not really into the idea of a notebook and they would rather have their bullet journal on, a clipboard with a pad of paper on it, then that's what's going to work for them and that's what they use. So that's the thing about it, is that you basically do whatever the fuck you feel like doing, and that's the thing that makes it work the best for you, is that you're not trying to shoehorn your preferences and what you need into someone else's expectations of a journal or a planner or an agenda that's already pre-made, that's already set up for you. Anyway, so this is the notebook that I use. It does have like a cool elastic band to keep it closed and stuff. As I'm doing this with my phone, this is a one-handed video, so I don't have the elastic around it, but I'm sure that you can Google image searches of it if you want to know what this looks like when the elastic band is around it. The other cast member is my new Staedtler pencil case, and I actually just got this a few hours ago, so I love it already, but it's very new. I bought this at Walmart. It was okay. It came with, this was free. The pencil case was free with a set of 10 Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner porous point pens, 0.3 millimeter. I love these pens for bullet journaling, planning in my agenda, all of that. There's no bleed through, there's no shadowing. It's just great. And the case that it actually comes in is actually very cool too, because you can kind of fold things back like that. and that way the pens like stick out here and they're very easily accessible. Anyway, so I bought this. I do have a set of 20, so I really didn't need another set. Really, the reason that I bought this was just because it came with this free pencil case, and I just could not pass up the pencil case. So yes, I paid $12 for a set of pens that I probably already have in the 20 pack. I'm sure there's not colors in the 20 pack. Sorry, I'm sure there's not colors in here that are not in the 20 pack. And I bought it anyway. Actually, this was more of a birthday gift from my mom because this week was my birthday. And my mom was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, can you please buy me this $12 pack of pens so that I can have this pencil case? And that is not a strange request for me. So my mom was like, sure. And she bought it for me, and that was that. So thanks, Mom, for buying my ridiculous new set of pens and my free pencil case. Okay, anyway. So the pencil case itself, it opens kind of like this, which I think is kind of exciting. And inside it has little elastics to hold each pen. This really appealed to me because I've never had a pencil case like that before, where the markers, you know, have their own little place, or the pens have their own little place, and I kind of liked it. It's very roomy. It's very roomy. My paper clip or whatever just fell out. And inside, so there's space for, I believe, 10 pens, and I mixed and matched with the pens I already had. And the extras are just kind of jumbled up back here. There's also space for my ruler that I use, which is really a, like, collector's item film cell from the movie Carrie that I got in one of my horror subscription boxes that I have finagled into a bookmark / ruler for myself. Thank you, Carrie. And also my, you know, whiteouts and post-it notes, my flash drive and everything. Basically all my other kind of stationery stuff fits in here, and I like that it's kind of a flat case, so even though it does take up more room than, say, you know, a pencil box would, pencil box like this is what I actually used to have my pens in, and my problem was that I couldn't fit my whiteout and stuff in here. I tried fitting it in here, but it was just large enough to be a pain in the ass. So anyway, that was the problem. This took up less space in my bag, but I couldn't fit everything I needed. At least this is about the same size as my bullet journal, and it hasn't been too crazy in my bag yet. So hopefully I stick with that. Anyway, that's so not, I've been talking for like 7 minutes, and that's so not part of this video. And you know I'm not going to edit this shit because I don't have the patience for that. Okay. So this is my bullet journal. I do have a sticky note over like my personal info here. But basically on the inside of every planner or journal I've ever had, I've always put just a couple of regular post-it notes, just so I have them within easy reach and I can just, you know, peel one off at a time, stick it wherever in my journal that I need. These are black post-it notes that were purchased on Amazon, and I love these with my metallic pens. I have a metallic silver pen that I use with this, but I also have metallic other colors that I also use with this, and it's awesome. Black post-it notes, highly recommend. Up here, this is gonna sound weird. This little binder clip is really only here because I like the look of a binder clip on a notebook. It makes me feel busy and important. So, and by the way, if you like this adorable binder clip, it came from Michaels. Anyway, the use that I have manufactured for it is that I have some index cards clipped to the inside here. I love index cards. I use these for things like if I need to write down a grocery list and then bring it into a store with me, or if I need to write down directions and just walk around with the directions like in my hand in front of me because I have no sense of direction and I get anxious if I get lost, or I get anxious if I think I'm going to get lost. So index cards are a very important part of my day, and I always make sure that I have at least a few just clipped to the front, and I also keep my bullet journal key in front as well. The key is key. When you start a bullet journal, it's called a bullet journal because you have little bullets that mean different things, and that's how you organize yourself. So when you're looking at, for example, a bullet journal in its most basic form, where it's just a notebook with things listed underneath dates, you keep yourself organized by the way that you make your bullets. So you see how these are little boxes? The little boxes in my journal means that it's a task, and the color of whatever I'm writing in means that it's related to whatever category this is. Anything else, like if there's a triangle it means it's an event. So if I have, a wedding coming up or something, it'll be listed as a triangle as opposed to a box, because it's not a task, it's just an event. If I have a large task that's going to take some time to complete, like it's the kind of thing where I might start it on one day, or in the morning or something, and I'm not done yet, I might just put a line through it like, okay, I started it at least. I didn't finish it, but I started it. When it's complete, I color in the box. And when I migrate the task, like when I've scheduled it for another day or postponed it and it's already in my journal and scheduled, I make a little sort of arrow. And if I just need to make a note of something, like, you have such and such's wedding coming up, so it'll look like a triangle. Underneath that triangle, there might be just a little point like that that'll say, don't forget to get your dress dry cleaned or whatever. Not that I ever have had anything dry cleaned because I don't have nice clothes. Anyway, so that is what my key means. You can change this to whatever you want. It doesn't need to be color coded. And these are not the bullets that you need to actually use. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so the rest of my journal. In the front, we have my index, which is as soon as I write something in my journal, then I come back to the index and I just note what page it's on, so that later on when I'm looking for something, I can. The index is important because your bullet journal is not just a planner, so it's not like you can just flip to whatever day and the dates are already, set up for you and whatever. You're doing other stuff with it. In my case, I'm doing things like, making notes on the Myers-Briggs personality quiz that I took and what that means. Or I'm putting out a layout for my short-term savings jar and also any wish list that I have going on. Like, everything is in this one book here. If you want to make grocery lists in your bullet journal, you might also put that here. The other thing about the index is that you don't necessarily have to put every single thing that you want. Like, for example, calligraphy practice. I probably am not going to need to go back to that page for anything. I just put it there because I was in a place where I just felt like putting in every single page number and what was on it. But you don't necessarily need to do that stuff. You can just use your index as something that you just use to keep track of the important stuff that you may need to go back to again and again. So yeah, assuming that at this point you have already been through the how to bullet journal or how to set up your bullet journal video on the bullet journal website, everything else that I'm about to show you is all embellishment. I really like color and design and stickers and stamps and things like that. So I like to use all of those things in my journal, my bullet journal. I also really like to practice hand lettering and calligraphy. I'm very new at it and it really sucks. And you'll see it as I flip through, and I hope to God you're not judging. But either way, that's the other kind of stuff I put in here. So that's why the index is important, because you're going to have all these different things. Anyway, so if you do not feel like practicing your hand lettering, or you just want it to be a plain frickin' notebook with just plain black ink, then go for it, man. That is all you need. Everything I'm going to show you is stuff that I chose to put in here and is not stuff that you have to put in here. That's the thing about bullet journaling, is that it's not about what you have to do, it's what you want to do and what works for you. This is just what I want to do and what works for me. I left a couple blank pages after my index because I don't know how long my index is going to go on for. This is my level 10 goals page. Basically what this means is it's something cool I saw from another bullet journaler. I think her name is Kara from Boho Berry. I think if you just Google Boho Berry, you'll find her. She has lovely penmanship, and her layouts are always beautiful and colorful, and I'm so jealous every time I see them. But I stole this idea from her. Essentially, level 10 life is you make a chart of how you feel about the different aspects of your life. I think the aspects themselves can be whatever you want them to be, but there's a suggested method for how to do this, but you of course don't have to do it that way. I chose to do it like a graph, so I just took different aspects of my life and then I numbered like levels 1 to 10, and basically I just kind of listed where I felt like I was with each of them, like my level of satisfaction with each of those little categories. And I darkened the top line so that I would know where I started. And as my year goes on, I'm just going to fill in the boxes as it goes up and up and up. I guess in an ideal world, the things never go down. They just always go up. So this page is all about like the assessment and where I feel like I am with all these things. This page is more about what kinds of action I could take to increase the different kind of categories. These are just like some ideas I had, just because you can't just be like, oh, I've decided I'm going to increase my satisfaction in my financial life to 10 by the end of the year. You can't just say that and expect it to happen. You kind of need to put something down, like, and the way I'm going to do that is by, you know, saving $40 a week or whatever you're going to put there. Or, you know, starting an RSP, like whatever you want to do, that's what you would put here. This is the method, and this is where you are. And every few months, you're supposed to just like go back to this and reassess and see how you feel and change the levels if you feel like they've changed. This is the future log. This is in every single bullet journal I've ever seen. This, because there's no calendar, right, and it's just a notebook, this is where you would kind of set out what you have coming up for each month. And that way, if I know that next week, you know, it's going to be day 28 of my cycle, I just put that in there. And that way, when I'm creating that week's layout, I can go back to my future log and see what I have in here for that week and just transfer it. So basically, it's a resting place to put all of your future planning. You can do things like put in people's birthdays or reminders for yourself or whatever it is. But that's where that goes. And I left a couple of extra pages after that. This was my very first calendar because I started my bullet journal in July. So this is what it looked like then. I, of course, you know, made this myself, this layout, all of that, added the washi tape, the stickers, all that stuff. Again, you do not need to do this. In the original bullet journal method, the months are basically, it just says, you know, July 2016, and then it'll be numbered 1 to 31 all the way down, so that each line you're putting in what you have going on for that day. I'm a visual person. I need to see it like this. The other way works for a lot of people though as well. After that, we just have some daily pages. So I played with the layout of my week. This was back when I first started. I decided I was going to have like a half page for each day. I did change that up later on. I also have like random pages of like, you know, I was just starting, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I have some stuff that's unfinished, things that I had planned to use in a certain way that I just didn't. You know, things like this, like, oh, maybe I should have a page that's the entire week and then every day is different. That didn't last long at all. I also have randomly interspersed in the journal things like this, the get things done method. Basically, sometimes, I'm going to try not to use the word basically anymore. Sometimes when I'm listening to podcasts and I feel like making notes, I will do so. This is one of those times. This is the get things done method of how to get things done and be more productive, because I listen to a lot of productivity podcasts, and these are the notes that I took while I was listening. I also, every day, I like to put in the weather. As time went on, these boxes got smaller and smaller, so the weather wasn't always a huge drawing on the side of the page. And that's what my dailies look like. And then randomly you have things like updates for Nicole. My boss went on vacation and I needed to make sure that I wrote down everything that happened while she was gone. This is me practicing calligraphy, my routines, penmanship, all that. This is me trying to draw a bunch of balloons. This is a blimp, believe it or not. I have no words. I'm not an artist, even though I try really hard. And sometimes my shit comes out looking like that, man. I draw like a 7-year-old, if that, maybe 4 or 5. And this was my way of trying to practice so that I could doodle in a better way. And then at a certain point I was like, you know what, fuck it. I like my terrible drawings and I have other talents. This was my August calendar. So I started to change up my calendar layout. You can see I put a little to-do list on the side, although I still kept on with the stickers and the washi tape because I just like that. I tried an August habit tracker and didn't fill it out at all. And so then later turned this page into like my pen ink testing page. This is like a short-term savings goal thermometer type thing. This is my ongoing work to-do list, which is like 2 pages. Okay, right around here, I started to make my layouts like a Dutch door style. So basically I took two pages and I cut the top half or the top third away so that I could do this. Look at my week at a glance, Sunday through Saturday. Look at these are my hydration trackers at the bottom, the little water drops. I'll go go a little closer so you can see. And I like the fruit and veg area. This is how I keep track of like my fruits and vegetables that I'm having and stuff. And then every day was about, you know, a third of a page here, so that I could see at a glance, okay, what am I having for dinner, you know, on Friday without turning pages. But then I could go straight to that Friday and see what I had going on for the day. So do you kind of get it? Like the dailies at this point were all about like what tasks and appointments and stuff I have, and this up here was more about like week at a glance. So you could keep these pages changed, but your week stays always. And I covered the top with one long continuous piece of washi tape. So it's like it starts here, and I just kind of wrapped it all around the top of the pages, mostly just to differentiate like the Dutch door from the top, but also because it looks cool. And I pretty much continue with that method right up until I went on vacation, which is just recently. And as you can tell, my dailies started to get better and better. My lettering started to get better. My coloring started to get better. This was, you know, my findings of my Myers-Briggs test. I'm an INFJ, if anyone is interested. This is my ongoing wish list that is categorized. And this is my savings jar, which is currently empty because I'm saving for something else right now. But as soon as I pay for that first thing, then I'm going to start up with this. And I'm saving $400, and then I'm going to get my hair dreaded, and then I'm going to save another $500, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. And then I'm going to save another $400, and I haven't decided what to do with that yet either. But I will fill that in later as I go. More dailies and stuff. This is my holiday ideas list. So I tend to always have a notebook somewhere that has ideas throughout the year that I keep for Christmas for people. And I don't know, like what other people do, but that's, anyway, having it in separate notebooks doesn't always work for me. So I just threw it into my bullet journal, and there we go. And today I got my parents to tell me what they wanted for Christmas. My dad would like the 2017 Subaru Legacy fully loaded, $48,000. So if anybody wants to purchase anything from my dad, that would be his choice. Right around here, I started to get really good at my banners. That's kind of exciting. I just have to highlight this. I'm like so proud of how this came out. It was supposed to look like a little clipboard, and I'm really happy with it. It looks totally like a clipboard. Unfortunately, it was a Saturday where I didn't have much going on, so this layout is kind of wasted here, but it still looks cool. This is this week's layout, and it's different. So I tried another Dutch door kind of a situation, see, with my goals and my weekly quote, my weekly quotation, with, you know, some to-dos and dinner plans. This was okay. I liked it. I decided to try it for last week because I was on vacation last week and I didn't have a lot going on. And I felt like just having a tinier space for each day would work fine for me, which it did. And as a matter of fact, I never even filled in my priority boxes. I always like to have a top 3 because I like to know, I always put way more things on my to-do list and into my day than I can actually physically accomplish. I really like to differentiate what the top 3 things I have to do are so that I make sure that I do those things right away. And I try to do like the most difficult or annoying thing first. So my number 1 is always like the frog. If you know the expression, eat your frog, the number 1 is always whatever my frog is for that day. So yeah, this layout, I liked it. These are all 7 days on 2 pages with a Dutch door. I liked it. It was okay, but I tried to do something a little bit different for the following week. Also, I did something different for my month. When I set up September, I did the same thing where there's a to-do list on the side, although I made my to-do list kind of a wonky scroll. But I decided to try a September tracker right here for things that are kind of important to me. The only thing I forgot was to track headaches. I get a lot of headaches and migraines, and I really should start tracking them. I think this would be a perfect way to do it. I just haven't done it. Or I just forgot when I was setting up the tracker. So I'm going to try a monthly tracker again. Hopefully I'll fill it out this time. So far, the only thing I've done is brush my teeth in the morning, and it's the 2nd of September already. So there you go. All of my terrible deep dark secrets. This is my next week. I'm on vacation for next week as well. So this is Sunday through Saturday. And I'm just trying something new just because, again, I don't have that much going on and I can do whatever I want to do with it. I think it's okay. I just did it this morning, so I'm not sure how it's going to work for me. I actually haven't even put in what my third goal of the week is going to be. But I kind of like it. I like to put weather in my days, so that's what I'm hoping that this box is for. Whatever the weather is, that's where my weather doodle is going to be. This box here is for my top 3 each day. This box here is for everything else, as it says everything else. Down here I have my, I'm going to stamp my little hydration droplets here. So they'll be in these little rectangles. This is my fruit and veggie tracker. I need to do at least 8 every day, and usually I do like 1 or 2. And then this will be like what we're having for dinner each night. And then this is just some reminders for me for next week. And then up here I'll put like my weekly tasks. And then from here I'll transfer each task to days so that I have a solid plan for making sure all of these things get done on all these different days. And as I say, I'm on vacation, so the things that are going to be here are going to be like KonMari, closet, KonMari, you know, books. I'm doing clothes and books right now. And the rest of my notebook is blank because that's what I have. The Lifeterm notebooks also have a pocket in the back. I just have a little picture of myself and Stephen here with an extra little paper clip in case I need it, although I typically always have extra paper clips in whatever pencil case I'm using. The other stuff that's in this pocket for me are sticky notes and stickers. So extra sticky notes, extra stickers, etc. is what I keep in here. And that's pretty much it. A lot of people see this and they're like, I can't believe that you sit there every week and you make your weekly layout and you just do all this bullshit. And my thing is, it's really de-stressing to me to sit there and create my next week's layout. That's my dad talking. He's upstairs. It's very de-stressing to me. It's a way of sort of relaxing myself, setting up my next week. I'm kind of an anxious person, as everyone knows, and it's very important for me to have a solid plan and be able to know and see exactly what I'm doing and what I'm supposed to be doing. Even when I'm on vacation, I do this. And that's the reason why I love bullet journaling so much now, is that I can change it all the time. If I get bored with a certain kind of weekly layout, the next week I can try a different one. If I decide that I need a notebook to write down, you know, if I go into a fit of madness and I'm like, listen, I'm going to clean my whole entire house, but I need to start with a plan first, I can just grab my notebook, turn to a new page, and just put it in there wherever I want it to be, and then stick it in my table of contents, and it's like, great, that's where that thing is. If I just get really inspired and I decide that I have some writing to do, or, you know, poetry, whatever it is, because I'm a writer, so I do that stuff, I can just put it right in here. So basically it's my notebook, but it's my everything. It's my planner, everything. So yeah, I feel like the first thing to take away from this is that your bullet journal, it should look like your bullet journal. Like, everything about it should be customized to what you need and what you do and what works for you. If it is not going to work for you to set up every single week a weekly layout, then try something else. Maybe you print one off and you tape it to one page and you're done. Or maybe you, every single day is a different day for you. Like it's like a day on one page type of a thing. Whatever. If you want it to not have color, if you want it to just be like a pencil and a piece of paper, then that's fine. Like, it doesn't, I think that a lot of people get really wrapped up in the color and all of that, and it seems overwhelming and it seems like a chore, and it's not. It's supposed to make your life easier. So if it is not making your life easier, change something about it so that it does. And you can, like, obviously I make videos of this and people make videos and take pictures, and there's Instagram and whatever of what their, you know, bullet journals look like, but it's not supposed to be, you know, your journal has to look exactly like mine. It's supposed to be whatever works for you. I hope that this was helpful. And for anybody who made it through the entire 30 minutes, I think that you're amazing. I also think that that's a lot of time to just look at somebody's notebook in someone's hand and not even like see their face and whatever. So I congratulate you. You're a trooper. Thanks for hanging in there. That is all I got. If there are more questions, please let me know. And good luck to everyone, especially Jess, who is about to start her first bullet journal. Okay.